Hey everybody, how's it going? The next round to expire soon as I'm making this video in some 8 days and 6 hours of time is going to be the round 9 of season 1. So I am 80% complete here, having accrued some 39,750 victory points. And I have one limited series left to complete 400% complete of this round before that we run out of time. Now, something that I recently found out is that this limited series that I have left here, and this will apply for any of you guys who have outstanding events that is still left on the expiring rounds. As long as you start these events before the round expires, the timer goes to 0 basically. Event will remain open till the event itself ends, right? So let's say if I start this final limited series on the last day of the round 9 expiring, the round will remain available for me to tackle basically until the 7-day timer for the final event, final limited series essentially runs out. So that allows us to still run through any unfinished event. So that's something to keep in mind. With that being said, well, this limited series, Bentley Continental GT3, one of the three, actually now there are four, aren't there? Though three are featured in the 2020 season. 2022 season has just single car, right? The Beamer. So, well, this is a wonderful car, and it's quite affordable for what you can do with it because it's featured in the Motorsports GT3 2020 season. So, along with the Porsche 911 GT3 R and the McLaren 720S GT3, all three cars I think are pretty decent. I mean, they're race cars, the proper race cars, right? And the upgrade costs are more or less identical. And all three of those cars, each one gets its own exclusive series. Although they don't really pay any gold in return, they do pay out in motorsport dollar, bonus. So that is something to be said. And the limited series for this car, this is the third time we have limited series for this very car. So I don't know what the likelihood of this car returning, the limited series for this car returning in the future iteration. There would be something if they keep bringing this back. It's like they want us to, keep win this car. But anyway, and PR requirement for this third version of the limited series actually is identical to the last one, even to the each like reward tier, like 25% completion, 50% completion. They're all identical. Only difference being basically little less payout in terms of gold by itself, although we are compensated with, of course, the victory points, right? So in a way, in my case, because of the fact that it will get me to 100% completion by completing this limited series, it'll get me the 100% completion of the round, which includes additional 35,000 motorsport dollars and additional 30 gold. So the event itself pays out 25 gold, but I will be picking up another 30, so 55 gold. Now that is more than the previous limited time series has paid out. So yeah. And of course, for those of you guys who don't own this car, at this point, you would have to purchase the car. It costs you 1.3 million motorsport dollars. So that's not, too exorbitant, especially if you have some of those like, round hub bonus of those discount offers, like 10% off, or there's also 15% off discount, then obviously it brings down the cost of the ownership down a little bit more. And then by running through the bonus series, you actually recoup some of that back. So definitely the good opportunity to do it. And the PR requirement is 83.1, which means you need to get basically 6 upgrades across the 4 categories that are available for this car. And that leaves you with the Tier 7 upgrade on 2 categories untouched. So you only reason why you would get those extra upgrades would to have access to exclusive series. PR 83.1 is high enough for you to actually complete the entire 2020 season of GT3. Now, the motorsports category obviously does not. You don't have to own all the cars featured in the season. So as long as you own this car, you don't necessarily have to own Porsche nor McLaren to 100% complete that motorsport series, or season, I guess. So I have the link to all those playthrough of my playthrough of that, including the previous rendition of the limited time series or championship series that we've had in the past, in the description box below. So for posterity's sake, I guess you guys can check that out, what it was like. And also, what the 2020 season GT3 play is going to be like, what type of events that you can expect in that season, along with the exclusive series, where there's some decent races, by the way, in both motorsport season for GT3 2020 season and the exclusive series. So I think this car is definitely one of the cars worth having in your garage. At least that's my opinion. So with that being said, I already own this car. So here's the from event itself. That's what pays out. You got 7 days to do it. So yeah, I guess we'll get started. So Bentley Continental GT3 Limited Series. If you don't own it, obviously you get to win the car by 100% completing the series. And a crucial change to Bentley's classic design. The 2018 Continental GT3 offers a lighter and more aerodynamic body to make it a true competitor on track. This car actually handles really well. It's definitely by far the best handling Bentley in the game, because the other Bentleys, I feel like, do drive kind of like a boat. But this one is quite good. But anyway, just a quick overview. The 25% completion of this series will pay out 750 victory points, 5 gold, and 10,000 motorsport dollars. And it will require PR 71.6. And by the way, out of all the upgrades available on this car, except for final tier upgrade on each category, everything else is motorsport dollars. So you can get a lot done with just motorsport dollars. You just cannot get the 100% completion without spending any gold. So you have to spend some 115 gold by getting the last drivetrain upgrade for 60 gold and final suspension gold upgrade for 55 gold. So that's where the 115 gold that you have to spend. Otherwise, you need to get every motorsport dollar upgrade available on this car, which is going to cost you some 2.9 million motorsport dollars and change. I'll have the exact number in the description box below, along with the upgrade tree and whatnot. But that's what it's gonna cost you. So yeah, first 25% completion. That's what's required. PR 71.6, and then 50% completion pays you 1,000 victory point, 5 additional gold, 20,000 motorsport dollars, and that will require PR 74.8. So these are all doable with motorsport dollars, no gold, right? So you're essentially netting gold, even if you don't do 100% completion here. And then 75% completion. Of course, PR 78.8 is what's required. Pays out 1,500 victory points, additional 5 gold, and 30,000 motorsport dollars. So, no, you're not gonna come out net positive on motorsport dollars, but motorsport dollars you can earn pretty easily, right? You just have to grind it out. Gold, on the other hand, is a little bit harder to come by. So that's something that you gotta always keep your strategize on your gold spendings always, right? Anyway, victory points, 400% completion pays the remaining 2,000 victory points, 10 final gold rewards, plus 40,000 motorsport dollars. All right, so that's that. And, well, let's get going. I gotta earn my today's motorsport dollar earning of 250,000 motorsport dollars. And the total, all 15 tiers, you're gonna be way overshooting the 250,000 motorsport dollar cap. So I will most likely be running this series over the span of like 3 different days, because I think across 3 days it'll get me each day 250,000 met, essentially capped out. And then once I maxed out, I'll wait for the next day and then max it out on the next day. It should last me about 3 days. But by the 3rd day, I should be able to get through without too much extra or access, But it all depends on how long you go on endurance races, right? Because endurance varies depending on how far you run. So I'm gonna try to keep it minimal, so I don't have to run unnecessarily long races. But with that being said, all the numbers are accounted for. So here, let's do some racing. I'll just go right ahead. So my car fully maxed out. And here's the upgrade tree. 6 available on drivetrain. And suspension also 6 tiers or 6 stages. And 7 stages for body and brakes categories. And yes, the car maxes out at 84.4. All right. So here we go. Number 1. Catalunya Grand Prix Endurance. We only have to run 5.8 kilometers. So that's a little bit over a lap, right? So I'm anticipating about 10,000 motorsport dollars payout from this very first race. So here we go. And since there really is no clean race bonus for motorsport dollar race, I mean, yeah, it's really not as crucial. Although, I mean, when they do pay out those clean race bonus, it's all racing dollars anyway, which is not that difficult to come by. But it's more of a feeling of achievement when you have those perfect races where you get no deduction, right? That's kind of neat. But yeah, we don't have that here. So we're just gonna take it easy. This very first race. In fact, let's check out some different racing modes. So the bumper view first, or I guess it's second, since we started with the chase view. And let's go on to the next mode, the hood view or bonnet view. All right. Still have some 25 seconds left. And okay, I'll do an overtake here. Final chicane, and the last right-hander. Get into the cockpit view. This one we are racing, and looks like we don't actually have drafting in this limited series, which is kind of unfortunate and very inconsistent. By the way, if I remember correctly, the other like Motorsports season, 2020 season, does have drafting as well as exclusive series. So oddly enough, this limited series is the only one that we're not get. It seems like we're not gonna get the drafting on, at least not on this endurance race, which is odd. But that has happened in the past, where only certain races, namely the Cup race, are the only ones that apparently the what do you call that, drafting works in certain occasions. Anyway, yeah, it's just a little bit over 12,245 motorsport dollars is what we get for that. Those like some just over 5 kilometers of running, 5.8 kilometers. I guess it's closer to 6. So, all right, and takes out about 4.5 service bars, since I took it easy there. All right, good enough for trophy number 1. So 1 down, 44 more to go. All right, let's head on over to Daytona road course for race number 2 in the form of elimination. Of course, this is going to be a rolling start since we're at Daytona down in Florida. All right. And let's see. All elimination races, I want to say it pays out like 11,000 motorsport dollars or so. I want to say that's like, I mean, they understand it's a timed race. So technically speaking, I feel like it pays a little bit lower than the amount of distance that you cover, because we can't generally cover longer distance for higher payout in, like, let's say endurance. If we run the same distance in endurance, the payout is higher than what we get out of elimination. So elimination, they pay out the same no matter how, I mean, as long as you finish first, regardless of how far you travel, payout is the same. So if you're running with the idea or plan of getting the maximum distance before you have to service the car, then that'll be something to keep in mind, since amount of distance that you travel is directly related to how many service bars it takes out. Right, so longer you travel, more service bars are taken. And obviously, keeping it clean, like no off track, does help us get you a bit more distance, a bit more mileage, as it were, and avoiding damage in general. So keeping it clean does help in that sense. And servicing of this car, along with many other motorsport category cars, they're all generally 3-hour time span, and motorsport dollar cars, all services free. 3-hour service. It takes watching 6 ads to get that done, more or less quicker than having to wait 3 hours. So that is what you'd have to deal with. And since this is a motorsport dollar race, there you cannot hire Eric, for example, to avoid using up service bars. But yes, there it is. Rewards 11,800 motorsport dollars for that elimination race. All right. So let's see. See, that took out more service bars than the endurance that I ran, but obviously it paid a little less than endurance. So Yeah, not a fan of eliminations. All right, so that gets us to the final cup for Tier 1. It's going to be a 3-lap cup at the Brickyard Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. And just a standard standing start. And yeah, let's see if we have drafting enabled in this particular race. Since it's a cup, maybe it is active. We'll find out. And of course, you do have to reach certain speed for drafting to be active. So, but I feel like at like 200 kilometers per hour, drafting should be enabled. But this event, there is no drafting, it looks like, which is unfortunate. All right. Let's do our thing that we do, which is winning the race. All right, so a bit of traffic back here. But we'll work our way through. Wide around on the outside to pass through the traffic, and just like that, we're in the lead. And now, in terms of bot training in this event, should I be bot training? I don't know. Guess we'll find out. I don't want to win by a huge margin, although I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. Or maybe I should just go ahead and, you know what? Let's just do it. No bot training. We'll just try to run right through, see how it goes. So, yeah, I mean, my car is fully maxed out, so I anticipate it's not gonna be that big of a deal. And since I do have that instant service offer available on as a reward in this expiring round, may as well use it up before the reward goes away, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna win by a big margin early on in this series. But yeah, pretty decent handling. As I said, all the cars featured in that Motorsport GT3 category, all 4 cars are they're really good. You know, very well balanced. As soon as I say that, of course, I have the tail giving ways to spin a little bit of skid. But I mean, you gotta have some fun too. Right? And I want to say, I mean, the performance of the 3 GT3 cars featured in 2020 season are fairly comparable, but I want to say Bentley is probably the best one out of the 3. I don't think really there is a PR difference among 3 cars either. I mean, if there is, it's going to be fairly minimal. I mean, cost is the same. Speaking of cost, well, reward in this case, I guess it's the other way. 23,350 motorsport dollars is what we get paid, which brings our earning just under 50,000 for just tier 1. So at this rate, we're gonna get to what, like tier 5? Then we'll have to take a break. I think we can get past tier 5. Obviously, tier 1 had some longer races to start off. We had endurance and elimination, both paid like, 10,000 plus. So by the time we get to, once we start doing some shorter ones like autocross and speed snap, some tiers are gonna pay out a little less. So anyway, that'll do it for this video, running through sort of the overview / sort of an introduction to this limited series plus the tier 1. So we'll continue on to tier 2 in the next video, so stay tuned. We'll see you guys there.